Hey folks, I'm back.
The opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
All right.
She changed her name.
Loveline is not for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody. Hey, we got a Loveline, right? Yeah. Well, thanks to Anderson. He gave me the finger. We're on the air, and then he did the countdown after that. Not exactly what we're talking about last night. It's a new opening. Aisha Tyler's our guest.
Hello.
She was here in November 2001, Drew.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. I would think more a year ago than a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But many good things have happened for Aisha since she was here last. Currently on Friends, doing a guest role on Friends, or a reoccurring guest role. Is that what it's called? Is it just a reoccurring role?
Yes,
You know
please.
What they call it in the biz? Guest arc.
Just guest arc. Yeah. Follows
Yes.
the story arc.
Story arc. Blah, 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 blah.
Is it 4 episodes?
4 episodes this season, and maybe some in the fall. We won't know yet till the summertime.
Are we coming up on the third Friday?
Third, this Thursday. Tomorrow.
I mean,
tomorrow
Thursday?
night. Yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The third episode. Yeah.
I like Friends.
I did too.
Take a little, as a guy, take a little bit of heat around the office, for liking Friends. But
It's masculine to admit you like a show like Friends.
Is it?
Just to give everybody the high, the high one, and say I watch Friends. And
I was arguing with this at the Jimmy Kimmel show today. One of the writers got himself a mint green Mini Cooper, not the supercharged one. And people are saying, well, this is the gayest car ever made. And I said, yes, gay like a fox.
So gay.
It's so gay, he's secured in his masculinity.
Yes.
A gay man could not drive this car. It's too gay.
It looks silly.
He would be embarrassed in front of
Yeah,
all
that's
his
right.
friends, and they would laugh at him when he went to the club and stuff.
Yes, you would have to be ultra straight in order to drive this car. I mean, you just do the math. The guy's a big lift kid.
Or Bishop Dunlop. Bishop Dunlop, you know that.
Well, he'd probably have to do some gold anodizing on something. Put some 30-inch rims on it.
Some fur on the dash.
Yeah, so I think me watching Friends makes me straighter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll report back to those guys.
We'll watch Aisha tomorrow night on Friends, and it's going into.
And gay people can watch too.
I think
It won't
they,
make
I
you
think they got a solid gay following. I mean, it's no Will and Grace, but I think that
I have some gay friends who refuse to watch Will and Grace. It's just like,
I
oh,
like
it's too
Will
much
and
for
Grace.
them. I think it's funny, but I just think, after like the 50th episode of super fey guy, they're just like, oh, come on, can we have one real conversation on this thing? Everything's mincing and prancing,
Yeah.
They don't Sundays. They don't mince and prance. They take Sundays off. That's
Right.
what I hear.
The gays?
Yes, as a group, Sundays.
Really?
It's like the gay Sabbath. No mincing and prancing on Sundays.
Well, maybe.
Hopefully somebody I know will call in and verbally abuse me on the air now.
What do they do? Just bulb on Sunday? Plant bulbs
You plant bulbs, yeah.
on Sundays? All right.
Or they sleep off the party like the straight guys.
The thing I'm amazed about, I like the gays. I like when they
How did we get here?
I like when they take over a city and what they do with it. It's just, I got to figure out how to get them out after they're done remodeling.
After it's all beautiful and put together.
Yeah, you drive down Santa Monica Boulevard between I don't know, La Brea, La Cienega or something out there, right in the middle of Boys Town. And you realize if you've lived in this town your whole life, like I have, you're on year 17, they're still remodeling. And then somebody comments to you, are they ever going to finish this? And I say, no, this is their living room. They're constantly rearranging the furniture. But the point is the gay neighborhood, Boys Town, in this city, that stretch of Santa Monica is pristine.
It's beautiful.
There's
not
palm
a cigarette
trees.
butt. Yeah.
There's no gum on the ground.
Topiary in the shape of animals and.
Yeah, there's. If you follow Santa Monica Boulevard, okay, I'll give you a little. Well, okay, go down to Santa Monica around Western. That's where the Mexicans are. And take a look at that place. Nothing but shoe warehouses. 70 pairs of Hirachis for a nickel. And people just standing all over the place.
They got a lot of people in the street.
They got shopping carts modified with propane tanks
and enjoying themselves.
they're out. They're family people.
It
They're
was
family people.
followed by the Jewish cemetery.
They're right.
The falls immediately upon the heels
Yes.
of that.
Keep
Well,
following.
really on the heels, like right next to the.
For the shoot shop.
Keep going down Santa Monica. You'll know when you get into Boys Town because the place is carpeted. They've actually carpeted the street.
Every little parking meter has a chair next to it. Gets you tired. Can't
Oh,
find your change. You can
It
rest.
is. I'll tell you,
It's
it
lovely.
shines like a new dime. That whole town. Everything's pristine,
It's beautiful.
and it's great. I would like to use gays how doctors are starting to use leeches now. You know, just put them on, use them until the patient is healed, and then let's flush them down the toilet.
Oh, no.
Right, Drew?
Yeah, that's what I always
I
say.
don't think
That's my motto.
That's what they gotta do. They gotta get all the gays together and go, you know what? We're expanding your domain. We're taking Santa Monica all the way down to Western. Come on, fellas.
Everything good about modern culture comes from gay
They
people.
blow in there like the white tornado. They refurbish the whole place, and then we kick them out.
No, everything good from the
Sidebar.
Sidebar.
So normally, get in the mic. Yeah, normally, see what they had, you can't go with the not only that, but. 'cause this
No,
one, I blame you for it.
It's my fault. Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah.
went-
I started
you
it.
went-
Did I got all
Brought the gays up.
And then you went with them. You kept going.
It was a mistake.
It's never stopped.
Did I pick up a stick and poke the dog? Is that what I
Exactly.
did? The angry
All right,
poke the
let's-
dog in the eye.
There you go. Let's get through. That's our kid. We're
The
only
dog
talking
looks
about.
angry. Poke, poke,
Aisha's
poke, poke.
smart enough to figure that out.
All right, let's take some calls before Aisha gets herself in trouble, man. Okay. Susie,
Yes.
you're 25?
Yeah.
What's up?
I just got on birth control pills about 3 months ago, and every time my boyfriend and I have sex, like from a doggy style type position, it just feels like something's poking him or something, and it's uncomfortable for me too.
He says something is poking, like sharp.
Yeah.
When you sharp, do you have an IUD in?
No. And I went to my gynecologist.
Tampon from 1984.
Nice.
Maybe he has a urethral infection, but you know when he gets up against your cervix, it hurts him because he's got sort of inflammation.
Well, it's uncomfortable for me as well, and then a lot of times with bleeding afterwards.
Maybe it's hitting your cervix.
Yeah.
The pill isn't going to make you grow. I mean, did you go and have a pelvic exam? You went to your doctor?
Yeah, and he said everything was fine, and he gave me like some lubricant, and I was like, that's not what's wrong.
That's going to get you deeper.
Cardio.
You get the feeling, though, a kid comes in with a limp, he gives him some lube. Every old woman comes in, says she has a growth, here's some lube.
This is for your hip or whatever else.
It's fine, see, take the lube, take the lube.
There's
Start
nothing
giving
that,
out lube
right?
at your
The pill-
office.
The pill isn't going to.
No, this isn't nothing with the pill. The bleeding may be related to the pill, but that's it. And even the discomfort, then maybe the uterine lining may be slightly thicker from the pill. But he's in your cervix. Why it hurts him especially makes me concerned that he might have a urethral infection. But other than that, I would not be concerned about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but send your boyfriend to the doctor.
Yeah, he might have some.
I'm going to say no. That's him.
I'm going to call you dog.
No, please don't. See, now I'm sad. The yo thing is, if you say yo, that's played out. If you call somebody yo, that's only slightly dusty. But the dog, I want to kill that guy. Whatever. Oh, jeez. He's talking like I did in the 8th grade. It's embarrassing.
There was
And he's
actually,
like laying it on so thick. Hey, dog, you dog. Hey, dog, dog.
there was
That's only how he talks. Nobody else talks like that.
he did this show a few weeks back, and there was actually a dog here in the studio, and he said, it's a nice dog. And I said, it must be nice for you to use the word dog.
Appropriately.
Yeah, appropriately.
So it's a canine being.
Black people everywhere cry out in pain when that guy opens his mouth.
No.
Come on, dog.
It's like your
He's up,
dad.
dog.
Your dad, hey kids, look at you.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm sure he's a lovely man.
I remember when my
Maybe
dad,
he'll call me tonight.
my dad,
Hey yo, dog, why you trying to dog me out, dog?
it's the black man's dude.
It is the black man's. No, the black man's dude is homie.
No.
I'm gonna get on the phone and call some people about it. I do that in the middle of the show.
I could probably dig up some
dog.
black people and get some answers.
The black
Because
man's
dude's got range.
Dude has range.
The dog does.
And inflection.
Dog.
April. Even worse than he is. April, you're 19. What's up?
Like, okay, so a couple of days, nights ago, whatever, I was listening to your show, and there was some guy called in and talking about, like, taking pills to reduce peanut butter, and Dr. Drew said that they didn't work. So I was wondering if the same is true from taking pills for, like, breast disease.
No.
Basically the same is true. Some women, when they
Ironically, they make your penis bigger.
no, they don't. They're small.
Yes, they do.
He's tried.
But some women, when they take the estrogen-containing pills, may get breast enlargement. But that's kind of unusual, actually.
Just like, shut up. Like, I don't want to get implants because, like, that would hurt. Or,
Yeah.
They're bad for you. Don't get implants.
like, there's, like, no one listening and all that. Like, I just have to
What's their bump? And girls will make fun of you.
Yeah. And what size are you now?
36 and I'm
You're
like,
pretty big.
I'm 19.
That's huge. 36C?
B.
Oh, B, okay.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
never mind. Take it
Yeah.
back.
You gotta go to the night tomorrow.
That's funny. You know what? Let me tell you something. Big girls with big boobs always want smaller boobs. Every girl I know has big boobs. And that's the way of the world. So go up to girls with big boobs and just, do a dance and pop them with your lovely tiny boobs. And
Bouncy.
What is? But I don't understand what April's thing is. The one minute she wants bigger boobs, the next minute she's
wants
fine
them.
the
she
way
doesn't
she
want to
is.
get an implant.
She desperately wants someone out of it.
I know, but now she's sort of defending them. April,
No, I want bigger boobs. I'm just
you
saying.
want them.
What?
April, why do you want bigger boobs?
Because, like, I think it would make me feel, like, more confident in myself. Like, I'm confident with, like, everything else about myself except my boobs.
Let me tell you.
It's not bad, really.
Let me tell you all the reasons why small boobs are great, and then the guys can tell you all the
Or
reasons.
that. Yeah.
Small boobs are great because you can wear dresses without a bra.
Oh, yeah.
And girls with big boobs cannot do that. So, girls with big fake boobs look like circus clowns.
Yeah.
And let me tell you somebody who's a lot of like famous, beautiful girls are 36Bs. Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston, lots of really beautiful women. And they're
Jennifer
beautiful.
Garner.
Jennifer Garner, beautiful bodies. They're big, like, and they have like nice sized boobs. The B cup is big and great, and you should be happy with yourself. Every girl that I know that has implants, and I have some friends with implants, it's just, they look like they got punched in the eye and they're looking two ways. It's just not good. It's not good. They're not good. And
Hey, April.
Punch in the eye and
She
looking
makes
two ways.
15 valid points. Maybe 27 of them were a little. No, I agree. We said this all the time. Who is it that wants the big boobs? I like big boobs. Yes, that is me. But if you take a look at every sex symbol, let's say you take the top 50 major sex symbols of this country from Marilyn Monroe on in the last 35, 40 years. 5 of them had big hands. The other 45 were average to modest in the breast department. I mean, some of these people would, wear a push-up bra and stuff like that, but most of these people were not big, chesty women. Let's face it, sad as that is. So I don't understand what the motivation is. Plus, all the guys I know basically go face, ass, legs, and boobs sort of second. And the boobs, if they're too big, guys have a problem with that. Most guys just like someone who sort of looks nice in a sundress.
And there's kind of the attention that you get from guys when you have big fake boobs. It's not the kind of attention you want. It's not, oh, she's pretty, and like the hangover is like, oh my god. Who wants that kind of attention?
Yeah.
Dude, that's not you that they're looking at all.
Well, they don't want.
They hit their friends on the arm and go, dude, look at her, and they're not looking at you.
They go dog. They don't, and you don't want that guy.
I usually
Unless
You
he's
don't want
me.
that guy.
Unless
That's
he's
the
me.
best impression of those guys I've ever seen. Oh my god!
I have a friend, and every time he sees a girl like that, he just like goes crying, But it's not about the girl, They're just it's. And then
Also,
really old, big crazy boobs, and
I
other
think,
old people.
I think there's a little bit of a backlash against
They
the.
pick you up thousands of years later.
Like, what happened to this girl?
It must have been ritual. They laid plastic bags on her chest at the time of
To get her
birth.
into the afterlife, so she would give it to the dog of hell as she crossed over the river Styx.
Dude, dog of hell. Oh, here's
Like,
what
oh,
I'm-
cathartic.
here's what I'm saying. I think there's a little bit of a societal backlash against the fake
Yeah.
boobs
I
now
saw
too.
Jenna Jameson on like a Access Hollywood talking about how she's concerned now.
Porn stuff.
Yeah,
That's
because
about her big
too big.
Too big.
So it's not in anymore.
You know who's just the biggest kind of train wreck is Pamela Anderson, and she looks like a guy who's been lifting weights. She has like a chest like a. They're so big and crazy. She looks like a dude.
Drew, she looks like a dog, dude. Drew calls her a female impersonator, which is really the only smart thing I've heard him say
Yes.
in 8 years.
Yes. She had a little bit of what's that guy with the butter? Remember that guy? What's that guy? I don't believe it's not butter. She has that guy's body. Fabio. She has kind of a Fabio's. Her rack is very Fabio-like.
The butter.
My brain works slowly.
It's not butter. Eric?
Yeah.
You're 20?
Yeah.
What's
First of all, I want to say, as a psychology major, I think y'all guys are cool. I love listening to your show.
Thank you.
When I was born, I don't think they circumcised me correctly. I don't think they took all of it off.
He said circus size.
This man is pouring out his heart.
All right, go ahead.
What's wrong?
Circus sized.
I don't think they took all of it off. Like, still have somewhat like,
Is it like
I'm
you
not
have
erect. It
tins
looks
of
like
popcorn
it's
that are
cut.
bigger than your
Okay,
head?
so, but it doesn't go all
The
the way
Corolla
to
used to have to
head,
use.
right? Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
It's a little bit chintzy.
Yeah.
A little bit, didn't take it short enough, but that's all right.
They left a little for alterations.
Yeah, it doesn't give me, it doesn't give any hook or curve or
Well, they
anything.
thought you'd grow into it, actually. Turns out
Nothing,
you gotta cuff the pants up now.
no problem getting the head out of the skin or anything like that.
No, not really.
Hey, you're fine.
That's all good. That's
Nothing
all
wrong.
right.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Shouldn't worry about it. Just, keep it clean.
That's right, dog.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, good times. Let's talk
I figure
to.
what happens when someone gets circumcised.
Circumcised. Do you think of with a clown nose and big feet?
I really do like that term. Kimmy?
Yeah.
You're 19?
Yeah.
What's up?
I have a boyfriend who has a lot of fantasies that make me really uncomfortable.
What's that? What would those be?
Well, his number one is he likes to pretend that I'm Kelly Osbourne.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How does he do that?
He likes to have a lot of pictures of her computer, and he talks about making celebrity fakes with me a lot, and it makes me uncomfortable because a lot of people say I look like her,
Hold
and I
on.
don't want to be her.
What was that squeal in the background?
That's my daughter.
You have a daughter?
Yes,
How old is she?
she'll be 11 months old this month.
With him?
I don't know.
You don't know if it's with him or not?
No, I just got out of the military, and I think it was wild, man.
You don't know who the father is of your daughter?
No, I don't.
Can you narrow it down to, let's say, the platoon or something?
Yeah, I'm just curious why being in the military made it difficult for you to figure out who the father was.
You know, Drew. You're wearing all that olive drab. You can be decide. You can figure out
Were you
things like.
partying and stuff? Was it while you were in the military? Were you partying with other guys in the military?
Yeah, I guess, kind of. I didn't know any better at the time, and so I was just having fun.
See how nicely I put it? I'm saying
Yeah,
partying.
partying.
That's it. That's what they call it now.
Does this guy think he's the father of your child?
He thinks he is, but his mom doesn't think that he is.
Oh boy.
That's nice. Does his mom tell him that?
Yes,
How long have you been with him?
almost 2 years.
Does the kid look at all like him?
No, she's my spitting image.
Oh,
And it was while you were dating your boyfriend that you
hold
carried
on. Let's hope she got a different brain. Go ahead, Kimmy.
About what?
What? Okay, so let's just backtrack here. Yeah. Okay. You don't. He likes you to pretend you're Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah.
Which in and of itself is sort of whatever. Okay.
It's how much do you weigh now, Kimmy?
What does that have to do with it?
I'm
I don't
curious
like
because
to say that.
oh, because see, here's what it is Kelly Osbourne is not what you think of as a beautiful sex symbol. Nothing wrong with her, but let's face it.
It's not a traditional.
Yeah. Now, it's ironic when a guy fantasizes that his woman is a little heavier and a little less attractive than maybe she really is, unless.
But I don't think it's
It's
that.
the
I
other
just
way.
think this guy's got some kind of fame obsession that he wants to have sex with a famous person.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's ironic. Kimmy,
Then,
what are you coming in at weight-wise?
170.
170. All right. I think give Kelly a run for a month.
All right. What's your question for tonight? I'm not clear what you're looking for here.
You want him to stop having those fantasies about you?
Either that, or I don't feel comfortable breaking up with him, and I'm not sure if I should break up with him over something like that.
Here's my question. You think you could be with this guy 10 years from now and have him still wanting to have sex with you and imagine that you're somebody else?
No.
Kimmy's
That's
Kimmy's
the
a
answer
honest
to
about
that.
it.
Yeah. What happened, Kimmy?
What happened to you growing up?
Pardon me?
Sexual abuse growing up?
No, not sexual. A lot of emotional, though.
Yeah. Physical abuse too?
Well, I got, spanked a lot, but nothing, extreme.
Yeah.
Did you get thrown out? Why are you out of the army? You got pregnant?
I got separated for flipping someone off.
You got thrown out for flipping someone the bird?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force, and they're bigger on being polite.
Okay. Okay,
Now,
Kimmy.
First,
You were in the
yeah,
Air Force.
of course.
You're out. Listen, Kimmy.
Yes,
All right, I'm a genius, and you were drummed out of the Air Force. So listen to me, right?
yes.
No more kids. You hear me?
That would be the first thing.
No more.
I'm being very careful now.
Very careful. And that doesn't mean pulling out. That means no more. For a long time. I want this kid you have now, I want to have a younger brother or sister. When this kid's like 45, I want his younger brother to be 4. You understand? I don't want any. Yes, we're going to do it. I'll do it myself in 40 years. No more kids. Also, as far as this guy, tell him what you want. Tell him you think it's disrespectful. Tell him you don't like it. If he can't abide by that, then he can move on.
I mean, everybody has fantasies about people
But there's
in
not
their head, but for him to be forcing you into something you don't want to do, it's like
it's a very, very light fantasy, and this I don't get the sense it's even a relationship here. This thing is, hey, he troubles me a little bit. I gotta get rid of this one. No, that's not a relationship.
Well, I mean, what is he doing? Is he?
She's really very troubled.
Yes,
More so.
she's very troubled
Yeah.
because she's kind of empty.
Yeah, and I think she'll stick with the relationship, frankly, because unless he's mistreating her, she's going to go out and get somebody that does mistreat her.
It's nice his mom doesn't think he's the dad.
It's quaint, isn't it quaint?
Which means, his mom is no great fan of Kimmy's.
Exactly. But he doesn't make Kimmy would go out and find an abusive guy. This guy's not exciting enough for her. It's really the problem, see?
Mm-hmm.
So, stay with
I love the old adage, just dump him.
I'm
I'm
all for that, too.
a medical line. I'm like, if he's giving you a problem, just
No,
toss him.
I'm all for
We're all for that too, but then they got this kid.
he's got a kid, she's going to get worse stuff out there. So,
Oh,
That's the problem with
Let's take a
kids.
all right.
Stop having kids.
Oh, what are you going to do with this kid? This kid, if you took this kid, put him in a trash can, and just fired him in the direction of Saturn, would have a better life.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We'll take a, went for
Aisha was a political science major in college. Maybe she can explain to us why the politicians won't pay any attention to these issues.
I think it makes them uncomfortable, and I don't understand it either. It makes them uncomfortable. The basic problem is that there's a whole group of people who are arguing kind of against family planning, but then also don't want to have anything to do with people after they've just cranked out babies recklessly. And sometimes in my head, I have this feeling, and I know this is going to be probably unpopular, that there should just be more attention paid to regulating marriage and children beforehand rather than afterwards.
We say that every night.
Everyone talks about people getting divorced too much. People are getting married too much, and they're having kids too much.
Well, they're having kids before they get
And
married.
then there's just this crazy aftermath where people are just dragging around babies like they're puppies.
Yeah.
You know, and these are people. It's, I mean, I've been married now, for, 8 years, and, we don't have kids, and people go, why not? I'm like, because that's not why I got married, man. I
Dog.
stuff dog.
That's
Why
right.
are you trying to dog me out, dog?
That's
I
right,
mean,
dog.
that's like a really, people just kind of think, oh, they'll have a baby, it'll be cute and wiggle around, and then it's going to be 6, and take a dump on the carpet, then it'll be 12, and knock up the neighbor's kid, and then it'll be 20, and
All right, sidebar.
shoot me back.
Aisha thinks my babies are like barbars.
I like kids. I like other people's kids.
There we go. All right,
I like responsibly had kids when you're
Pimps and
45.
dogs. We're not really talking about pimps and dogs. All right, I don't know what the hell that was. Anderson, police, it's a
Did I rant? I ranted.
That was wonderful.
No,
No, it's good rant. Good rant. Aisha Tyler's here. We're going to take ourselves a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. True. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight. She is on Friends, and she's doing a guest star on Friends, which is, Thursday nights, 8 o'clock. We were having a little talk before we left about what to do with all the screwed up kids and screwed up parents and screwed up this and that. Aisha tapped into something that was sort of interesting, which is kids are sort of romanticized a little bit, that's going to make things better.
Families are romantic.
Families, and it ends up making things worse a lot of times, especially when there's no money and people are overburdened and all that kind of stuff. But I thought about something which is, you get this kids are our future kind of thing pounded into our heads. And that is true, but it's true in a bad way, too.
Well,
I mean, you crank out too many neglected latchkey kids, and we've got a future full of felons. You've got carjackers, you got overcrowded prisons, you got drug abuse, you got everything else. So yes, they are a future. They can go bad. They can be bad. The future doesn't have to be great, by the way.
Well, that whole
Future
future
can
thing
suck.
is like, the kids who go to, get a degree are our future. It's always like this idealized thing, like, and it's always like the beaming kind of well-scrubbed kid is our future.
I
The
know.
kid who has like shoe boxes for.
It's just kids.
You don't
Yes,
have shoes.
obviously anyone who's younger is our future. Let's do the goddamn math, you
It's like a
retard.
statement of the obvious.
Right, and those people who are younger don't necessarily have to be educated, tax-paying, law-abiding people. They could be strung-out junkies, and then that'll be our future. Just keep that in mind next time you start throwing around that kids are our future
It's so
BS.
cheery in
But
here.
the idea is to not let that happen. That's why you remind people that it is, after all, our future.
Yeah. You know, I would say like you are our future.
Hold
Like
on a
kids keep
second.
having kids. Well, tell the
True.
kids that are
Hold
around.
on, no undermining my point.
A little bit. The point is, don't screw up on. Don't screw up.
No,
because
it
they are our
says.
future. If you care
Why?
what the future is, you don't want them all to be strung out junkies. You better pay attention.
Well, work on the ones that are here.
I-
Don't make any more.
I agree, but I think the message that people hear is that
They're all good.
this is good. It's
They're all
good. This is our future. We need to have more of these so that we can have a future. True. Nicole, dog.
I'd like a hug now.
Great.
And Nicole,
Hello?
you're 22.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? I'm kind of in a bad area.
Okay.
We got you.
What's
You're
up?
gonna get out?
Oh, I don't know. It's just, I only have one knock on my phone, so
One
I'm
dot.
driving. Like on the
Power sign.
phone.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, makes sense.
Let's get rid of her.
Well, you can pull up.
Oh.
That's true. Bonnie,
Oh, too bad.
you're 22?
Yeah.
What's up?
I have two questions.
All right.
The first question is about circumcision.
Mm-hmm.
My son and my husband are both uncircumcised.
Uncertain.
Right. Well, my husband's British, and they don't.
They're clean.
Isn't like a normal practice anymore.
Right.
So we decided against circumcising my son.
Uh-huh.
And I was just wondering, because my son is 16 months, and the skin, like you can't pull the skin back over the head.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Well, that's one of the complications of the.
I didn't know you had a head when you were 16 months. I thought your penis just kind of came to a point, like a tail on a short-haired dog. Doesn't it? You got a head, Drew?
Oh, God.
You need a head for 16 months. You don't need a head.
Develops later, yes.
I didn't need a head till I was like 27, 28.
And even then,
Even then, I barely used it. It was still nice. No, I wouldn't even take it with me when I left the house.
Nice of it, neck and shoulders. Yeah, well, anyway.
Now you keep an extra one in the glove box. I'm that kind of guy.
But it's probably nothing because I wouldn't be in a hurry to get a circumcision at this age because now it does hurt.
Well, my husband, like when he's erect, he's not circumcised, but when
Right.
he's erect, it looks just like a normal circumcision.
Well, most circumcised, uncircumcised, you need to pull something down. It doesn't pop out automatically necessarily.
So,
So your son has a bunch of foreskin. That's fine. That's normal.
but I don't want to. I mean, I've never seen like a penis with lots of foreskin before,
Yeah.
and I don't want him to be made fun of when he's older.
Well, let me say this too. Don't kids
You know, it's like.
shut up? Don't kids grow into their foreskin? Sort of seems
Yes,
like uncircumcised
yes.
babies seem to look like elephant trunks.
Yes,
you know?
it should get a little better as it goes
He'll
on.
grow into it.
But
I will tell you that my minuscule experience with a guy that I knew in college who he called himself a flap. He said he did get teased quite a bit. I mean, he was proud of it at that point, but he did. I mean, he's going to get teased. It's different, you know. Kids tease.
Well, there'll be less though.
Yeah.
Also, by the time he gets to high school, maybe
Yes.
50% or
Right.
what have you.
That's
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, will he grow into it? Where
Yes.
like that doesn't-
Yes.
Bonnie, or what's his name, Bonnie?
Yeah.
Bonnie, if you were so anxious about this, you should have done this right then.
Well,
Okay?
yeah,
A.
Shut up.
B, it's too late now. It really wouldn't.
Don't freak her out.
Don't do it now. C, there's going to be lots of uncircumcised kids by the time this kid is in high school. It's a very common thing now.
Is it?
And he'll grow into it somewhat, so he's probably not going to be
Yes.
overly teased about this.
And you take a look at any young child who's uncircumcised, as I do on the internet every
That's
night,
lovely.
and you'll find that there's
Charmer.
looks like a
Charming
lot of
guy.
extra
I'm just thinking about something.
reviews there. Yes.
Maybe there's sort of a diabolical quality to this because if you're talking, Monty's worried about her males, her son getting teased in high school. He's going to get teased in high school just by virtue of being a male and being in high school.
Oh,
So maybe
kids just tease.
Oh,
That's not the only reason.
the males go after each other.
Yeah.
But maybe if you've got something to focus on, you like prepare him. This is what they're going to tease you about.
Right.
I guess
He could write some material.
It's the lightning rod for his teasing. He won't worry about anything else.
Just if he could just get some comebacks written ahead of time, then he's prepared when he goes to school.
See?
Some jokes, some bits about it.
Here's
Right.
the other thing too. I went to high school. I went to public high school. I played football and baseball. I didn't walk around nude.
You took showers with a bunch of people, right?
Not really. I mean,
Not
it wasn't really that big a deal.
Wait a minute.
Well, I live, well, if you're taking the bus home, you take a shower, get dressed, go back. But I live close to school, so guys didn't do that much showering. No, because they weren't going anywhere but home afterward. You know what I mean? They didn't have to get gussied up. They weren't going out to the malt shop with Betty Lou. You know what I mean? They just
played football. You said that those guys.
I played football, and everybody.
He played football. He played 8.5-man football at the Little Lord Fauntleroy School for Albino Hemophiliacs.
Aisha's up in Dartmouth.
Elaborate.
So he must have gotten one of those schools also.
I'm just saying, you do not have to take showers with groups of guys as much as you think you do. It's like moms think, oh, when he gets to high school, he'll be constantly made fun of. It's not like moms think it's half of high school showering in a big group like you're, yeah.
And then a guy peeking through the wall, from the other
Yeah, they're
side.
picturing like it's just like a concentration camp or something, and everyone's just in there together. No, it doesn't happen that much.
But he'll
You'll be
get
fine.
teased in high school.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Gets teased.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
That's
God.
right.
High school is merciless for me.
That's right. Tom,
Hey, what's up, guys?
you're 20.
Yes, that's right. I just want to say, hey, Dr. Drew and Adam, you guys are great. Good
Great, thanks.
I just had a comment from the girl that was on earlier that was concerned about her cup size, about her breast.
Mm-hmm.
Every girl I've dated 3 girls in my life, might not be much, but every girl I've dated hasn't had a cup larger than a C. And I stick with the whole saying that anything more than a handful is waste.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for calling the show. How'd Tom get on the air?
I'm just.
Hey, which one of you screen Tom's call? Brian, what are you, high? Who cares?
He was trying to make her feel better about
I
it.
dated 3 women in my life, and they averaged a B+. And my motto is, then give us motto that we've heard 1,000 times.
He clearly got that off the bat from all at the Hooters, and good for him for memorizing it.
Right, you felt necessary to put a guy on to date 3 chicks who wants to tell us it's okay that boobs aren't too big? Please, start doing your job. Okay?
I really would love for another woman to call in, and I want to understand what the deal is with chicks who want bigger boobs. I really
It's
do.
power.
I don't understand it.
Insecurity.
I think it's. I don't have any statistics. I'd love to talk to our surgeon, Dr. Marcel, who does plastic surgery, and find out. I bet it's on the down slide.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Well, that's what I understand.
All right. Good times.
I don't know the procedures around that because there's already a pool of women who kind of wanted it, waiting to
So,
get
like,
it.
it's the
and
popularity
But the
is-
cultural trend is definitely.
Seemed to have hit its zenith about 3 years ago or so, and now
Headed towards its nadir.
it's a strike. Yeah, dog.
Nicole's in the bathroom.
I hope she's in the bathroom, otherwise she's got a toilet in the kitchen.
Well, hello.
What are you doing in there?
Nothing. I was just, I don't know. You guys are gonna think I'm weird. I just got home and I was just checking the water in the toilet because there's no construction across the street. I think they broke a pipe because all my water is brown.
Well, that water's brown because you just floated a nuke log in there.
No.
Did you?
No.
Yes.
Keeps getting better and better.
Let me tell you what I want. Hold on a second. What do you want? I want to tell Aisha this.
Tell me.
We haven't talked about this in a long time, but my kind
He really doesn't like him very
Here's what
much.
happened.
No.
I like to talk on the phone on the pot all the time. All the time. Inevitably, everyone does it. And this is what the cordless phone has done to us all now. We're going about our business. Yeah, we're at our house and we're walking around and
You don't fear the blowback, the sounds of
I do a little bit once in a while, you know.
turn on the faucet a little bit.
Yeah, turn the faucet, clear. Bloop, 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 bloop. Now, here's what ends up. Now what happens is I've made it through the entire phone call, taken a nice number 2 there. No one's the wiser. And I look down the toilet, it's a disaster, and I think, what am I going to do? I'm on the phone. I'm a big man. The thing is how do I flush now? How do I flush? Now, there's a couple moves I try. I've tried the foot. As I lean out the door, I take my foot, I lean it in, I flush it, and start running. Like a retard.
That sounds so precarious.
Like I'm breaking out of my own bathroom. There's a prison break in my bathroom.
A foot straining opportunity right there.
Then there's there's that one, then there's the flush. It's hard to work, and then here's what inevitably happens. I think to myself, as soon as number one thing I do when I get off the phone, I go back and flush that toilet. I'll let it hang for a while. talk for another 15 minutes,
Away. Or
hang up the phone, and now it's time to head upstairs for a nap. The wife comes home an hour later, wants to know what the hell's going on. Is this some kind of message you're trying to send me? Wait, corn. It's always a disaster.
Housekeeper found it.
Oh.
Oh my God.
The housekeeper's found it.
Right, and then she's crying.
And then it's like,
no,
somebody here. What kind of lazy pig flushes so goddamn Duke down the
I
toilet?
deal with your hamper every day.
So, what is wrong with just and listen, I don't need 5 minutes. I need literally a 3 count. 1,003. I'm down the hall by then. I just want a timer. I want a delay. I want a toilet flush delay. I want to walk out of there.
We're talking more.
What you should install.
I should tell you how difficult kids are too. They look surprised.
It's some dignity.
Yeah.
You should install, you should download and install some dignity. Pig.
But that will flush all of a sudden spontaneously.
Yeah. Conversation beyond the can.
ABC, you know.
Yeah.
I'd love to do show on your network.
I need the delay. I need the timer, that's all.
Well, that guy that comes on May 9 on patents, we'll get him right on that.
Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight. She is going to be on Friends tomorrow night. And you see at 8 o'clock. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline, Madam. That's Dr. Drew. Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight.
Hello.
Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Yes.
Don't you think that the lead, this is so unimportant, don't you think that the guy, that lead singer in Queens of the Stone Age looks just like Craig Kilborn?
Yes, I do.
He's like his doppelganger.
I have often thought that, and especially...
Or a doppelganger.
His, like literally, like he is Craig.
He's his Uber doppelganger dog. He, especially since he was a little bit heavier, not Kilborn, but the Queens of Stone.
And he lost a little bit of weight.
He lost a little bit of weight, and he really slid into Kilborn. And then they did Kilborn, and it was like Kilborn leading the
Did
day.
they make a joke about it? Because I swear to God, I can't get over
I
it.
cannot finish. Would you like the last bite?
I did. I did.
Yeah.
And they were on there, and I just was literally like, just giving them the
That's
hair
weird.
out
That
all the
happened to
time.
me too. I've
You know, which is
two
so
sandwiches
important.
that
That
was
was
the
my
last
ending. It was just
corner.
all about how that guy.
Who was the co-host?
No, I was a guest, and Katie Kennedy was the co-host, and then Captain Kirk was on there, and I'm sure he appreciates that I called him that. And it was fun. It was a good time. I like that show. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Kind of loose.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
Live, you know.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Moves along in real time.
Then there's like a big old concert after. In the Queens of the Stone Age, they played 2 songs for you people. They played like 8 songs for us. We sat on stage and they did like a full concert. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. They set up the big stage out back of Jimmy Kimmel Live there. The bands play, and yeah, they do it at the end of the show, so there's enough time for you to hear a song and a half if you're at home watching. But if you're out there sitting on a love seat in between Shatner and Kimmel, and you're
Rocking and
out to the
rolling.
Queens of the Stone Age, yeah, they'll
Easy
play
Blackbird
7, 8
listening to rock
songs.
music.
Nicole?
Yeah.
So, let's see, you're 22.
Somebody said any psychopaths or narcissists, please PM me. I said if they're really narcissists, they'll make
Okay, I know that sounds really
they'll
weird.
make you
I've never
PM them.
heard of that before, but
Never had sex.
Yeah, you'll have someone, or someone posting like, I'm so bad, you want to PM me? Go on, PM me
it's
if
just
you're
my nap
yourself.
during the day.
That is just the kind of sleep you're having during the day. You're having a certain kind of quality of sleep in which there's a lot of dreaming, and it's normal for somebody your age to have sex dreams.
But every time, it's like seriously, if I come home from school or just to take a nap, and it's always during the day, it's never at night. I just
How many hours of sleep do you get?
Well, what do you want us to say?
well, I don't know. I mean,
Your head off,
I've never
it's
heard of
possessed.
that before. Is that,
Yes, normal.
Totally.
How many hours a night of sleep are you getting?
probably about 6 or 7.
Are you want more? Are you cutting it short for some reason?
Do I want? How I love more sleep?
Yeah, are you dreaming at night?
I'm sorry.
Are you dreaming at night?
Yeah.
You still dream at night also.
And what do you dream about at night? Puppies and ice cream.
Dream like normal. No dreams normal, but
I would bet that if you slept later in the morning, you'd start having the sex dreams then.
really.
Yeah.
Cut off the sex dreams you got on. Hey, Nicole? Yeah, it's fine. Also, once you sort of announce in your own feeble mind that you're going to have these dreams every time you take a nap, then you will have these dreams every time you take a nap.
It's a
You know
behavior.
what I'm saying?
But as long as you're not sleepwalking to the neighbor's house, you'll be fine.
No, seriously, no. When I had a boyfriend and it happened, I was too, like, I was almost awake, and subconsciously I knew I don't know, it was weird. Like, I knew I wanted to wake up and do something about it, but I was just too tired.
I just idly typed psychoists and narcissipaths. And then I realized I'm going to name a metal band Narcissipath.
We can say we can call
That was a good one.
Really good one.
She's not crazy.
Let's talk to Tanya, who's 27. Tanya,
Yes,
what's up?
I'm calling to respond to the gal who thought that her breasts were too small.
All right, sister.
The 36B.
Mm-hmm.
I am a 36B, and there is nothing wrong with that size.
That's
Amen, sister.
I feel that if they were any bigger, I would be having back problems.
speculating on your own
You
spine.
could probably have a C cup and go on just fine, but anything bigger.
I'd like to see the C cup, Tanya. Yeah. All right. So you're fine.
Back
with your
problems don't
Ds.
come until the D's and the E's. You're all set. You're
Well, when I was pregnant, I went to a 40 double D.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got quite large, but I went back to what I was prior to being pregnant, and there's nothing wrong with that size at all.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Tanya.
All right.
That woman is psychologically sound.
Yeah.
I don't have any medical training, but I'd like to pronounce everybody crazy or sane for the evening.
Fair
If I
enough.
can do that for you.
Good time.
Well,
Jeez,
the only part that makes her story a little bit suspect is that she's calling us and telling us that she's fine with her 36 Bs. That's the only part I question.
Yeah, why she had
Everybody, I'm sure most people with 36 Bs are quite content. It's just the ones that call the radio shows.
I mean, what compelled her? It's like I gotta defend myself. Weren't we on stage in the Wiltern or something?
We
talking
were.
about breast cancer. Or
Yeah, we were doing a breast cancer benefit, and I think we led a little kind of save the boobs
something?
chant.
Yes.
Yeah,
Say,
still
Adam,
saving the boobs.
We were looking out for your.
When,
For your interests.
oh, this was
For
a
your back.
few months back.
A
Last
couple of years ago.
Christmas.
Right?
Yeah, a
You
couple
know what?
Christmases ago.
It was just post 9/11. That's what I remember.
Was it?
Because I remember you were U.S.
Sometimes I can't be held responsible with the things that I say. They
Well,
just come out.
It was after Aisha was on a year and a
It
half
was
ago.
before. That's why I ended up on the show.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, well, good times. Nice recruiting, Drew.
Isn't that beautiful?
Come here.
Drew, he's always got his eye open for new fresh meat.
Jessica,
Yeah,
you're 13.
yeah. I was calling to respond to the person who was talking about her boobs being too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, big boobs aren't good.
What do you got going?
Well, I'm 13, and I have a 32D.
Damn, bitch.
Oh, that's tough.
32D and 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is hard. Do you guys give you a lot of trouble at school?
yeah, exactly, because I look so much older than them, too. And so I just get harassed like crazy.
Mhm. What grades that put you in? 7th, 8th?
Yeah, 7.
7th. Always a grade up.
You know, this is probably not like the advice that Drew would give. I'd love to hear what he would say, but I kind of matured pretty early when I was a girl, and I had boobs. I had boobs starting in boobs in the 4th grade.
Yeah, dog.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dairy Farmers of America. And I got to tell you, I don't think this is like the psychologically sound way of doing it, but I just wore really baggy clothes, and I did that until I was old enough that everybody else had boobs and no one paid attention to me anymore. But it was really hard to be. I was also really tall, and my boobs were all the other girls, and I don't know that that's like the only way to manage the issue, but it helped me a lot.
It's interesting. It's not anything wrong with it. I mean, you want to say, well, be confident and be proud of yourself, but that's unrealistic for a 13-year-old. It's impossible. And so to say,
Kids are so like kids in 7th and 8th grade are just
brutal.
mean.
Brutal.
Yeah. How tall are you, Jessica?
I'm 5'9".
5'9".
You're gonna be such a beautiful, beautiful girl.
How much you weigh?
I weigh 127 pounds.
There was a guy who would come into chat named Jaw Guy,
She's
and all he would
13.
ever do was
Well,
spam the chat
I like
room
to
with
keep an eye on her.
Jaw over and over again, sometimes lots of A's, and he used to do Jaw, Guy.
That's razor.
That was his only thing. And that's all he ever said.
Over here on the
And
unstatutory
we were discussing him, and I said, I imagine him as a Hodor for the modern age.
There's nothing you can do about this at this point. You hold your head and your boobs up high, and you're fine.
Right.
And look, here's
You're right, some kind of trolls are. Now there's a word for that.
Hodor troll.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, but hold on a second. Drew, don't crap on my point. I'm trying to tell her that.
I know that people are jealous. So.
Yeah, because you can have a huge boil on your forehead, and people will make fun of that because it's different. I'm trying to tell her that people are oftentimes jealous, and that's why they do it. So
I think
go
But
past that.
boys, like if a boy in the 7th grade is not making fun of girls' boobs because he's jealous.
Because he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
No, the guy is making fun of him because he wants to get his hands on him, and the girls are making fun of him because they're jealous. Either way,
more jealous of threat. I think.
right. I just think they're jealous. I don't think they're. Well, yeah. I mean,
How sexual are kids in the 7th grade now?
Very.
I mean, are they?
There's
an oral sex.
There's one performing oral on me right now.
Ooh.
Right now.
That's what's kicking me in the leg.
Whoa.
Wait a second. Take a break. Don't
He
think it.
fucking rolled
Don't
with
think
it.
Take a break. H. Tyler's in studio
She's
tonight.
unflappable.
Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hold on, man.
Yo, what's going on, man? That's Dr. Drew.
Three.
Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight. She's the tall, beautiful C cup that you knew once from Talk Soup, and now you know her from Friends, and going to be doing some features, stuff like that.
I just did.
The college are now going to start being my age.
It's called Never Die
Yep.
Alone.
Welcome.
No.
Welcome to the nostalgia.
Oh my god.
I remember Corolla joined the show when I was 17 years old.
And it's one of
Right.
these.
He's now phasing from your teens to my
Stop me
teens.
if I embellish this at all.
No.
Well, he'll be off the show soon enough.
Sitting here one night, it was probably about 3 years ago. We had a guest in here. Can't remember who it was. The show just started.
Yeah.
And we were just a couple minutes into the show and somehow got into crazy people and crazy actors. And I was saying, I'm amazed at some of these actors who really just seem nuts, and by all accounts sort of are when you talk to people who work with them and stuff, can show up, memorize dialogue, and play the part of a small sheriff in some mining town in 1855 when they appear to be completely insane in real life. And I think I used David Arquette as an example. I said, David Arquette, you know, we've had him on the show a few times, very sweet guy.
Really sweet.
Always seems kind of sketchy and a little nutty and distracted.
No, I use stronger language than that.
What I used than nutty.
Certifiable, I think was the.
Probably used him strong. A little hyperbole, you know. That's how the show works.
Conversation.
Right. And I said the guy was nuts. I said he was nice. I said we liked him, but I said he was definitely nuts.
Yeah, and we went great lengths to talk about how we love him as crazy as he is, and several times said that.
Said he was nuts. And then we're about 4 or 5 minutes into the show, and I think the guest we're talking to said, "Aren't you worried he's going to, come in here and get you," kind of thing? And I said, "No, he's nuts. He couldn't find the studio." And about 30 seconds later, he comes bursting through
Oh,
the
that's
door.
excellent. I love that so much. Just the materialized outside, just boom,
screaming it.
with some smoke
Yeah.
and ribbons and glittering from the sky.
Yeah, he comes bursting through the door. He's like, "I'm nuts. I
Smoke
can't find the
ribbons and
studio."
glitter.
So
That's awesome.
now his story was, and he was driving home on the
Laker game, he said.
10 freeway from a Laker game, which is just half the 10 freeway is about half a mile from here, and he was just passing by the exit when he heard the nuts. Pulled right off the freeway and drove right in
Oh,
here.
that just kicks ass. That's so good.
Yeah.
Well, I
Hold
gotta
on, we gotta
say,
find a bigger star to say it's nuts. Get him in here.
I know.
Al Pacino.
because he'll never show up. He lives in New York.
Nuts.
No way. He takes his Learjet over. You're calling me nuts. I won't comment. David, to me, seemed perfectly sane. But I have a lot of actor friends who, I think are moderately crazy. And I just think it's a business in which a lot of people live in, artistic fantasy land all the time. And that's when they're most happy. And so when they have to take out the trash and do their laundry, it's very difficult to function. And then also this whole business is all about managing actors. You know what I mean? I find it a little annoying that people treat you like a baby. But if you are a little nuts and you like being treated like a baby, you can just completely retreat into babyland and have your butt wiped for you 24 hours a day. And it's just normal.
What time do you show up for the show? Well, the show's right there. It's filming at 5, so you'll be there at 1.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then people call you every 5 minutes. Little, I have a car picking me up an hour for me to be
Yes.
somewhere.
Are you okay?
If I'm not in the car 5 minutes later, where are you? They're wondering. And then you'll get there, and the thing will still be 35, 40 minutes out. You're like,
2
what?
hours.
Yeah, why? What? Who? And you have to remind people, I'm an adult, I drive my own car. We do not me up. You know, I don't.
Somebody asked, "How's everyone's day been?" I said, "Not bad. Been eating bat soup and coughing on everyone. Is that a problem?"
Wu-Tang Clan time.
Yes.
Like they're dealing with old dirty
Dirty
bastards or something. That's it.
Exactly.
Is drugged up rap star who's the most irresponsible, and that's the standard.
No,
Because
no.
what they do is they go,
No one knows
"Rehearse
who's
the
fucked.
fans, sober the guy up. We gotta find him. We gotta get the hookers away
You gotta
from
get
him.
the poop off his clothes.
We gotta wipe the fecal matter from his forehead and all that." But it's like, if you're a normal, sane human being who's not strung out on anything, and somebody says be somewhere at 5, you're quite capable of getting yourself there at 5 if it's a gig.
What I'm proud of is that hip hop has replaced rock and roll as the druggy standard, you know, of the entertainment business. It used to be, you know, the rockers. Now it's the Wu-Tang Clan, and that makes my people proud. I'm happy to say that. You know, we're slowly taking over. First hip hop and sports and salty snacks. We're getting there. We're coming up.
Yeah,
We're coming up.
the rapper snacks.
The rapper snacks. There is a rapper snack. Do you know that there's
I
a rapper
know,
snack?
there are.
Oh, it's like Rip Raps or something. It's got like little pictures of hip hoppers on it, and they're like little crunchy, cheesy,
Oh boy.
OD wheat
That
things.
could be hip
Really?
hop.
What?
Oh god, there will be no way. Hip hop will there'll be like a hip hop ride at Disneyland soon. You know, you'll get in, and you know, someone will smack you and go, "Bitch, man, I have my money," and it'll be like, "Oh, it's so much fun and crazy with hip hop." You know, and it's only a matter of time.
Epcot hop world. Ryan,
Hi.
you're 25.
Yeah.
What's up?
I recently just got in a relationship. It's only been about 3 months, and we began to get intimate, and the oral is just nowhere near what I would want it to be.
Get rid of him.
What's he doing? I got but dump it.
Dabbing. That's what I said.
Well, what's he doing wrong?
Bad oral. That's a dump.
You tell him to cool it.
I tried her, and he goes, "Well, you know, this is how he thinks he does it right." And
What?
Oh, well,
Guys,
then he's
though,
hopeless.
you know,
So I was gonna go like
another
a
girl
training
like
talk.
that way, or
We're
didn't
gonna explain.
complain.
Like, if he's like, "No, I'm doing it the right way," then it's like, okay,
But that's
fine.
a thing for men. Because women are so
Really
vastly
different.
different.
All guys are
from
the
other-
same, and all girls are different.
Thank you.
Right.
But you're writing a book, right, about
I am. Well, I'm writing a book. It's not so much about. It's not a how-to. It's not. There's no diagrams or anything like that. But it is more about like women specifically. The book is more about like women speaking up for themselves and kind of like. You know,
but in a realistic way.
Yeah,
please.
yeah. It's really. I mean,
Because we've never had a woman actually confirm it. So categorically agree with us on this thing about how different women are.
oh yeah, women are completely different sexually, and that's the problem. Is that every guy is pretty much the same.
Exactly.
Same elbow action, and it all comes together. And for 50 girls, it's 50 different ways. And I would suggest to you that you just don't say it during sex because guys don't like to be shamed when they're naked.
Mobile action all comes together. Got that? Put
well,
that-
after that, I don't even want to even go there.
You know what? You need to talk to them like over breakfast.
Yes, yes.
And you need to just be as sweet as you can and be like, "Baby, I love it that you do that. Let me tell you, it would rock if it didn't suck so much." And then just tell them, you know, it's just, I'm sure it worked on the last girl, but it doesn't work on me.
Exactly. Be very, very clear.
But-
Guys are very lame.
Guys are lame. And guys want to be good. Like, I'll tell you that the one motivating factor that all
They
guys
aim
have in
to
common is
please.
they don't want to suck in bed.
They
They
aim
want
to
to be
please,
good.
yeah.
They do. And they want to be able, I mean, when they strut around, they want to be able to be strutting for a reason. So say, you know, if like a guy knows you're faking it, it's like, you know, it sucks. He wants to know, like, all right, so just.
Yeah, well, when I start running, he goes faster, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep doing exactly what he's doing.
Aha. You literally need to sit down and go, okay, I don't like it when you do that. I like it when you do this. When I'm on it means this. I will like, and then say, is it okay if I tell you? Go to the left,
Why,
go to the right.
why is it troublesome for a woman to be able to do that? Why?
Because we're all uncomfortable with our sexuality.
No.
No?
It like
I'm
spoils
sure
it.
he's gonna like flip out and just like.
No, he won't flip. He aims to please, Ryan. But think about why would that be uncomfortable? Why does it spoil something?
Well, I think it's
Fantasy,
like
yeah.
some kind of like porn thing where we think it's all monkey groaning and like, you know, excellent all the time, and people don't want to hear
But
conversations.
guys, if you wanted to like publish instructions, guys would be like, oh, okay, fine,
Seriously.
hand it over.
They would love it. It would be like
Right,
a
but for a
bestseller,
girl,
yeah.
it's like, no, the fact that I have to tell you that ruins it,
Yeah,
spoils it.
yeah.
Why?
I don't know why. I mean,
Put
that
that in
is
your book.
I would research
Think
that.
about that.
I mean, I think there is the thing where maybe it doesn't feel passionate. Women like to be consumed by passion,
Right.
freaking, you know, stupid
I'm
romance
getting
novels and
a
everything.
little bit of a chill. That scares me. She knows someone.
Well, I'm a chick. But I just really like. I would suggest that you talk to him when like there's nothing sexual around, like 8 in the morning when you're drinking coffee, and just say
He will freak out if you tell him.
if you tell him in the act, prepare to never have him go down there again.
He will freak out then. But at breakfast, it's a good time.
And just,
Okay.
and I'm telling you, he wants to make it good. And guys, he'll get all puffed up and he'll strut around.
Yeah.
Butt cheek.
Also, when a woman makes a comment or two, in her mind, she's been telling him over and over again.
Yes.
When the reality is she may have made half a comment 3 months ago,
And he never heard it.
and he never heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Is also your ears close when you go down on a woman.
Well,
It's
then
like
those-
for protection. It's like when sharks have that membrane that go over their eyes.
You pull on the snorkel and the mask and the little thing to keep your hair from getting wet.
That's true, yeah, between the thighs and the membrane that goes over the ears. Hearing's not good. Right?
Well, it's something you do on the third eyelid too. Which is for us.
All of a sudden we're Buddhist. What was that? No, that's Hindu. I got the religion wrong.
Right?
Hey, Adam, Drew, what's going on? Been listening for like 7 years. Adam,
Great.
you were a genius.
Thank you, Ryan.
Drew, you're a passionate man.
True. What's up?
Aisha, I went to high school with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My real name is Rayhan.
Rayhan. What's up?
You know Rayhan?
I do know Rayhan.
Was he still smoking a lot of pot back in high school too?
Everybody's smoking a lot. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
Rayhan, where are you?
I'm in San Francisco.
Sweet.
Yeah, still in the city.
You're gay.
Aisha.
You know, I was in high school. They were like, please say you're fat. Say you're gay.
Oh, then when's your drops?
Yes.
Oh.
Can do
Well,
that.
it's good to hear from you, Rayhan.
Yeah, good to hear you. Pretty good. I just have a little quick question. I got one for Drew afterwards too. First of all, what's it like on a set of Friends?
Oh, that's it. For Drew or for me? Is that for me? It's awesome. It's the biggest show in the whole freaking world, and it looks like it. And everybody there is super nice and happy because they're on the biggest show in the whole world.
Yeah.
And they were all very cool to me, and that made it great because I was pretty spooked by going on the biggest freaking show in the whole world. It was good.
Freaking out for it or what?
Oh, I was terrified. Absolutely. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm woman enough to say that I was scared.
Let's actually hold on a second.
Yeah, it's completely
Rayhan, because that is a good question. Where people treated you right, people were nice,
People were wonderful
professional.
to
Was
me.
anyone different than what you expected?
If they were just all. I swear to you, this is not a snow job. They were nicer than I thought they would be. They all are just so like down. I mean, these are like 6 of the biggest stars on television, and they obviously are all doing quite well. And they were incredibly down to earth, incredibly cool, hilarious, just very laid back and joking around. And it's great because you go in there and you're like, holy Billy, I'm about to screw this. I'm about to screw this show up royally. And they were great.
Well, that's disappointing.
I know you wanted a story about somebody taking a dump in the middle of the coffee house, but it's not going to happen.
All right, Ray, what's your question for Drew?
Well, Drew, I'm currently in a PA program over at Stanford, and I wanted to know whether I could shadow you for a day.
You know what?
I know you got the hernia operation coming up.
Thank you. Yes, that's gonna be delightful.
All right.
Are you coming down to Los Angeles?
Well, no, I'll make the special trip. I mean, I'll take.
Because I tell you, we could use a PA is on the substance unit, and he would be able to.
I'm still in school, so I don't graduate till January.
Well, but still, we need manpower, and it'd be interesting for you. You would learn a ton.
Well, if I call the hospital, could you get me going?
Well, I might be able to. So we'll put you on hold, and I'll probably take your phone number.
Oh,
so.
you're a stud.
But
Well,
yeah.
Rayhan wasn't a straight up guy back then. No knowing what the last.
Well,
years
are
since
you
it's all
interested in
happening,
psychiatry and addiction medicine? Anything like that?
Yeah, well, I'm certainly interested in being exposed to it.
Yeah, it's important to really have a thorough understanding of it, no matter what you do.
Well, my program is concentrating on primary care, so
Fantastic.
we get a bunch of addicts.
I suggest you spend a month with us, frankly, just to do a rotation with us. But anyway, we'll work something out.
My character.
We'll figure something out.
I will vouch for Rayhan's character.
All right.
When he shares one of the inmates, though, I can't be responsible
Brian,
for
not inmates.
that.
Inmates. Very silly. Talking about.
Very
I have
insulting.
no medical
I
experience.
loved her till about 3 seconds. Brian.
He's not wearing his headphones.
That's
Yeah, but don't they run the show in there?
No, they don't run the show in there.
Oh, we say, Brian, you mean Brian.
You can watch TV if you run the show
Oh,
in
you're
there.
watching TV, okay. Get his phone number and email. Right.
Rayhan's a great guy.
All right.
He can party.
Oh,
He's gonna be out detailing.
a patient.
Rachel,
Yes,
you're 28.
yes.
What's up?
I've been married for 8 years, and we actually have 3 kids together. And I am very unhappy
Why?
with my marriage.
Why?
And, he kind of is abusive
What kind of abuse?
sexually. I've asked him repeatedly not to do
I'm a deep sleeper, and he will come in and, you know, try to arouse me while I'm sleeping, and I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Uh-oh. What happened? Ever abused? Somebody came in your bedroom when you were girl?
Not that I know of. I don't know why,
Don't have to be abusive.
you know, I feel this way, but I just feel very uncomfortable with them maybe because he's not getting my consent, or
But you never got raped or abused, sexually abused?
not that I know of.
No rape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and is it, I'm not sure, I'm not clear on this. Is it that he doesn't approach you during other hours of the day?
No, he does. And that's fine. It's just, you know, he, you know, just like he, you know, I don't know if he's afraid that I'll say no. You know.
Hold on.
I have a
Hold on.
question, actually.
Yeah.
Did you have, were your parents, were they married your whole childhood?
Yes.
And was your father a very strong personality in your life, or a weak one?
Yes.
Very strong in your life.
Was he abusive?
He was abusive
Yeah.
physically and emotionally, not sexually.
Well, that's enough.
A lot of times, like, I think women who have men who dominate their lives when they're young,
Yes.
maybe not even physically, maybe not even abusively, but men who dominate, they don't like to be dominated when they, like, don't want to be dominated anymore. And a guy who comes in and doesn't respect the fact that you're sleeping and wants you to get up and have sex with him, he's exhibiting dominant behavior, which is upsetting.
But how often are you guys actually having sex?
Well, now it's not, you know, that often because
I
How
would
often?
not have suspected
Now?
that
Yeah.
it was.
probably once a month.
How long has that been going on for?
A couple of years, we were separated for a year.
So it's been 3 years of trouble?
Our whole marriage has been kind of.
Well, does he know how you feel about this?
Yes.
No, there's no way this is all just about that. No way, Rachel. Come on.
What do you mean?
There's something very disturbed in this relationship. I mean, you've been married and never had any happiness.
Well, I mean, we've been happy. I mean, I love him as a friend. You know, I mean, I get to know
Okay,
anything.
hold on
Hold
a
on a
second.
second, Rachel. Wait, hold
All
on.
right, here's what I think's going on so far. She doesn't sound attracted to the guy.
It comes from an abusive history.
Okay, not so attracted to the guy. It's basically sort of shut down physically. He comes in, tries to break off a little piece. The only time he thinks he can actually do it is when she's confused, disoriented, passed out, maybe dreaming of Fabio, and she takes that as abusive.
Yeah, that is her perception. But
Yes.
But I'm thinking there's a lot more going on here.
Well, that's why I
Yeah.
say she takes that as abusive. That means that is her perception. Yeah, I don't think the abuse is going on. But I want to know. I mean, she just said he's generally abusive. I want to know what else he's doing that makes him abusive. What else does he do?
Well, it's not what he's doing. It's the fact that I've repeatedly told him I really don't like you to do this.
You said he's abusive. You said he's abusive generally. Where else is he abusive?
No, I think I said kind of abusive.
Where else is he kind of abusive?
Just in that whole, if I, you know, ask him something that, you know, makes me uncomfortable, or, you know, things that maybe would remind me of my childhood as far as my dad being, you know, angry or whatever.
Where's my bird?
Have you ever been treated for this, Rachel?
I'm actually seeing a psychiatrist right now.
Have you been hospitalized?
No, I am on Paxil as well,
Well,
too.
that'll shut you down sexually too, right?
Yeah,
that
it
make-
does a little bit, yeah.
It does a lot. So you have to talk to the psychiatrist about that. But what is your diagnosis exactly? Does he give you a diagnosis?
Depression kind of increased by marital unhappiness.
Well, I think we all sort of feel like you're introducing abuse into a relationship that's probably not abusive. It's just your father's relationship was abusive, and so you're finding similarities in this one when there's really not that much to find.
Okay.
So now, if you're not attracted to him and you want out of the
The
relationship,
fact that she's not attracted to him.
probably a good sign.
Yeah, and that's why we know he's not abusive.
Right.
That's a good. You'd be
point.
attracted to an abusive guy. That's your intent.
Come back? I mean,
Do you have any kids?
3.
yes, I have
Oh.
3 kids.
You just got to get a couples therapy. You got to stay
Yeah,
individual.
the
You
first
got
thing
to
you
work
should
on
do
this
is
for the.
go into
You got to
therapy.
work on it for the kid. You got to stay committed.
The biggest problem you have is that the guy tries to wake you up to have sex in the middle of the night. Then you just need to go into couples therapy and work out your problems, because obviously you're not connected in other ways. And here's how guys try to get connected. They try to have sex. Here's how women try to get connected. They try to talk. So you're not talking to the guy. and he figures a way to get
You
connected
gonna
to
put
you
this
is
in
to
your
have
book? Put
sex.
this in your book?
Yes,
Please?
I will.
Please?
And he's coming to you and trying to have sex with you because he feels like this is a way.
We say this all the time.
Like
We're
this is
never
a
gonna
way
see a woman,
to
ever.
get connected to you, and you're rebuffing him, and that is making him feel
Abandoned.
insecure and abandoned.
Oh, awful.
And then when you go to him and you want to connect with him on any kind of other level, like we like to connect with guys with just hugging, cuddling, and talking, he doesn't want to connect with you in that way, and that's why your marriage is jacked up. So you just need to go into counseling.
All right, that's a good enough time to take a
Yeah,
break.
I agree.
We'll be right back with the insightful Aisha Tyler, who now has enough material for 2 volumes after this. Hey everybody, it's Loveline of Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight. You knew her from Talk Soup and Third Wheel. Now you know her from Friends and whatever the hell else she's doing.
Whatever the hell's
Book, movies, everything.
Cause trouble.
Well, she's talent.
Hey, that's what they call me.
Yeah, she'll
That's
have
why I
another
got the big muffin pleat.
Yeah. She's got a huge
You know, whenever you
muffin.
go
Oh,
somewhere
yeah,
where you're like
muffin basket.
yeah, when you're the guest, they give you like a big plate of crab muffins, you know. There you go.
Yeah, you get 26 Cranby muffins when you take 3 good ones. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Even one, just one good muffin instead of like a pile of crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to give a muffin symposium
Or
one
a
of these
basket
days.
too.
Yeah.
I got one great basket. That was from Whoopi Goldberg. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's a good gift giver.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that? Hollywood Squares? Yeah.
Hollywood Squares gives. Oh, Hollywood Squares is the the money
That's
basket.
Whoopi's.
Oh yeah. Oh, you go on that show, you get the hookup.
Yeah.
I still wear this tie that she gave us.
I
Really?
got like a robe and a CD player.
CD player and tie.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
awesome.
$80 silk tie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's a class act.
yeah, Dynamite lady. Dynamite proud too. Proud. Dynamite. Samantha, not funny, but Dynamite lady.
She was funny.
Yeah, she's one of these people who was like, and a lot of comedians actually do this. They're like, yeah, I was really funny 15 years ago, so screw it. I don't have to be
Well, you
funny
know what it
anymore.
is? I have a theory
Wait.
about this.
And I'm fine with that concept,
If they would
but
admit
stop
it.
doing stand-up.
I have a theory that you're funny when you're suffering. And then when you get very wealthy and you get driven
What's wrong?
around, and
This
your
girl's
biggest
really-
crisis is whether
Aisha's smart. She's been on several times.
She's not angry.
Yeah, and all,
I'll
all
have to go
about
back and listen to
relatability
that
and the relatability of suffering. And you're
No,
you're
it's
like,
funny
oh
you're
my
gonna
God, sorry,
surprise
my
me.
Ben's ran out of gas. It's not funny anymore.
Right.
You know what's still funny, in my opinion, and I'm sure you'll argue this with me. I think Eddie Murphy's hilarious.
Yeah, well, I'm
certain
trying
context,
I'm trying to think.
Bowfinger was hilarious.
Definitely a bona fide talent.
Yes, that guy.
But there's a lot of guys, and I think I'm going to throw Eddie Murphy into this category, which are extremely gifted. I don't think anyone would argue with that. You know, your Robin Williams and your Eddie Murphy types. But yet, they still do a lot of. They could pass on every second or third script
They
that
do some
comes their
pedestrian
way,
work,
and
yeah.
they don't. And I don't understand
You know what?
why you want to leave
Yeah,
a legacy.
They can't. They get paid for it anyway.
Right.
Everyone forgets they did it, and they remember the good stuff.
And they have the kind of, they're such a juggernaut that they
They
could survive 8 or
Yeah,
9 bad
Right.
movies.
And so why not they just collect the money and on they go.
And you know,
I don't know.
if Whoopi Goldberg was an abuse survivor, but she was a junkie. I find her incredible. She was a heroin addict, and she had her kid when she was like 12.
Was she a heroin addict, truly?
Yes. And then she kicked it cold turkey.
Drew doesn't
She's
believe
a
it.
monster.
Drew doesn't
She's
think any-
incredible.
Without recovery.
No one can put a rig down
That's-
unless Drew takes it from him. That's
That's the way I
motto.
understand the story. And she just, just raw up in the streets, like pure
I
will.
get the up from the street stuff, but heroin addiction is not something you get better without treatment. It's like say you overcame
Maybe she
some weird
just
cancer.
had other addictions
incurable.
and crazy behaviors that
Yeah.
took over for them.
Well, we'll
Maybe
never
maybe
know.
she'll have methadone still.
Hmm.
That'd be my theory.
That would explain her sense of humor. But let me say
So
this.
that would be it. She'd be on methadone patient.
But it's like, that'd be like 25 years of
You stay your
methadone?
whole life.
That's crazy.
Once you do it, you do your whole life.
Yes.
There are some people out there very powerful.
Oh.
Really? Like,
Look at that.
come on, buddy.
No way.
Got it.
Anyone? No. I can't bring anybody up. I need a job.
Drew's talking about himself. We just lost this call, so we'll
Oh,
go on to
curses.
the next one. I got bored of Drew's methadone rambling. Samantha,
Yes,
you're 22?
yes.
What's up?
I was just curious if you can only contract chlamydia through sexual intercourse with somebody that's infected with it, or if there's other ways that you can get it.
You can get it in your eyes, and you can get it in your throat.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way I like to give it, the throat.
Why?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's much
Okay, pharynx.
Yeah.
I've been in a relationship for over 4 years now, and we're married now. And I was tested for STDs in '99, and they tested me for chlamydia then because I was pregnant, and they said that I didn't have it. And then they tested me again in 2000 after I had my son because I got really sick, and they said that I didn't have it either. And then they just tested me about a week ago because I wanted to get an IUD, and they called me back the very same day and said that I have it.
How did you do the test with urine?
What?
How was the test done?
With my pap.
They did a culture or a swab.
Yeah, they did a culture.
So, and you haven't been unfaithful to your husband?
No, I have not been unfaithful at all.
But is he?
What about your husband?
Well, I asked him, I confronted him about it, and he said that he hasn't, and he actually told me, and I thought this was really weird, he told me that when he was in high school, he was dating a girl for like 2 years, and that she went and had a yearly pap done or whatever, and she got tested, and that it came back that she had the same thing, that she had chlamydia also, and she came to him all pissed off thinking that he had cheated on her just like I did, and he said that he's been tested for it and that he doesn't have it, so I don't understand how I got it.
Well, when did he get tested for it?
Where?
When?
He told me like 2 months before we got together he had been tested. He hasn't been tested since then that I know of.
Oh, well, so it's been 4 years, right?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
Can a guy just be walking around with chlamydia for 4 years?
Yeah, but she would have had it the whole time too. He couldn't keep it to himself.
Really, it's not one of those things that you could be carrying and then
You
not
can't.
give somebody else.
No,
without.
if you're carrying it, you give it.
Yeah, it's like a middle-aged Jewish broad with a juicy secret. Cannot just be kept
Yeah,
to
she may
herself.
take a
Gotta
little
spread
bit
it
of
around.
My kids have
Explain
it.
So what's
Okay, so let's do some math here.
But I tell you what, I personally, my experience clinically with those chlamydia tests is that they're not that accurate.
which either a false positive or two false negatives?
False positives.
Positive.
More like a false positive. And but equally as likely, people cheat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Mm.
So I'm always in a conundrum when I get this kind of situation. This is not a common situation.
I mean, for your husband to say, I got tested, I mean, it's like it's been 4 years.
Here's how I'd approach this. Both get treated.
Yeah.
Either way, both get treated. Let's evaluate this relationship. Have there been problems? Something going on? Do you have reason to believe? Let's confront him. Let's talk about it. Is there
He's
reason to believe there's a
gonna have
problem?
it.
And if there's really no problem in this relationship, let's assume it was a false positive. But keep your eyes open.
He's going to have it too, then.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to assume that this is a true positive, yeah, you have to treat her.
Would
I think is
he
a
have it?
Yes.
He's going to have it if she has it.
Isn't there something with
Yeah.
guys just walking around carrying chlamydia and
Yes.
asymptomatic
Yes.
a lot of time?
Oh yes, but they'll give it every time.
So he has to be treated. He can just be carrying around just
Yeah.
like a big old stealth bomb.
Yes.
Pocket
Okay.
full of chlamydia.
So he has to have it if she has it. I'm trying to get some clarity
I
here.
believe that's I will. That's not even 100% either, but he has to be treated just on the assumption that he could be carrying it.
All right. Samantha.
Yes.
Here's the thing. This whole chlamydia thing is not going to tell you whether he's cheating or not.
Right. Not with 100% clarity.
It's a strike, and it could be one of the tiles in the mosaic of him cheating. So if there's a bunch of other things, like you find a phone number, or you check his emails,
Or you're fighting, or the relationship isn't going well, or
right, this could be one more thing that you throw on the cheating scale.
And by the way, guys that cheat tend to go the other way. They tend to be buying you flowers, they tend to be compensating for their guilt. So if you notice some of that kind of behavior, kind of keep your eyes
That's
open
my
a little
move.
bit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I haven't noticed any of those behaviors back.
Yeah.
All right,
And-
well
and
then
the-
forget it.
Remember, the accuracy of a test is dependent on the probability of it being positive. Okay?
I don't know.
Accuracy is increased when there's higher probability of a true positive. Makes sense, right?
So what's that mean?
Well, this is not a situation where you expect a positive result. It doesn't fit, as you say, the
I
mosaic.
see. So what you're saying is
So the accuracy is down. The accuracy is down here.
All right, that made no sense either one of us.
Chlamydia makes you go blind, so go get
If
treated.
it's in your eye, yes.
Jamie? Well, so
That's all I know about it.
so does a stick, if you think about
If
it.
it's in your eye.
That's right, Drew. Jamie?
Yeah.
You're 17?
Uh-huh.
What's up?
I have, my breasts are 38D.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a breast reduction, but I wanted to know what kind I should get.
What kind?
How many are
Yeah.
there?
Well, there are different kinds, aren't there?
Well, I
I
know
think
the
there's
inverted
only one.
T is the one I'm familiar with, yeah.
How,
Do you know the procedure?
How big are you? Hold on, let's get
38
some
double
stats.
D's.
No, I want her size, her dimensions.
How
Height.
tall are you?
Yeah,
I'm short.
short.
Yeah.
What height?
5'2".
5'2". What's your weight?
155.
155. Let me do some radio math here. 5'2", 155.
There's just the one.
I get 5 foot and 15 sixteenths and 168. Okay, so you're I did the radio math on her height and weight.
Short there.
So
Payday.
Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely got some big hands on you, but you could probably shed 30 pounds too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the first move.
Yeah, lose the weight before you go to the.
Because the boobs may go, or at least you'll know where they are when you've gotten down to your ideal weight before you go under the knife, especially at 17.
And there really are issues of health here above and beyond aesthetics. So take care of that
You
first.
could lose a whole cup size if you lost some weight.
Okay, yeah, maybe two. And
Is it a
if
whole
you
cup
do,
size to go from double D to D?
Are you a double D or just a D?
Let's see.
You could go to a C. That's a nice healthy size.
yeah, if you shed that extra cup, give it to me. I'm collecting.
Okay.
I give them out to the needy, the guys who don't have cups. But here's the thing. At 17, you should look at getting the weight down. Then when you're 18, if and when the weight comes down, you'll know where you're at.
Right.
You know how I know I'm always right when I do my radio math?
Yes.
Other than who would say, everyone's going to shave 10, 15 pounds if you're talking on the radio, no one's in the room. Notice how no one ever argues with me?
No. Well, sometimes, but rarely. Rarely.
I would almost
Somebody
say
said something about Jesus being really good
yeah,
at
like
Tetris.
if I called and said to somebody,
I said, yeah, but these
6'2",
weird cross-shaped
193,
pieces show up when
that's-
he's
that is
playing.
my
It's
size.
super
I said that, they
morbid.
said, all right, 5'11", 205. I'd say, no, it's not my size, but you never do get that, do you? No. That means they're lying.
At least
That's
5
fine.
pieces.
Right.
If you're close to 5 foot, you're close to 170, and you want to get a breast reduction, so let's drop a couple pounds
Breast
and
reductions are
see what
hard.
happens.
Yeah, that's a real surgery.
And the breast is one of the first things that go when you lose weight. That and the mind. The mind goes, I've noticed. Then women are stupid, really, let's face it. Not Aisha.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I take pills for that.
Kate,
Yes.
you're 20?
Yes.
What's up?
I've been with my
What do you want from me?
fiancé for
Calculate when we need to leave to get there by like
in the
8:30.
beginning we used condoms,
So-
but then I got on the pill, and in the beginning when he would come, inside me in the condo, everything was fine, but then I got on the pill, and for some reason, because of, I've been on that type of pill before, but the, whatever, it was a different hormonal reaction or something, and I had a lot of yeast infections, so I don't know if that has something to do with it.
Right.
But, so I started, when he would come inside of me, it would burn really bad.
That's because of the vaginitis you had, right?
Right, but now everything's cleared up. I got on a different pill and I haven't had a yeast infection.
Maybe it's not completely cleared up. Maybe
Somebody says they sat and prayed
maybe there's
and
some
welcomed
vaginitis
God, and a
you haven't
spider
had
came to
there
visit.
yet.
They're not sure how to interpret
It
it.
could go
They
on.
said,
It's been like
were you
a
sitting
year
on a
since
tuffet?
Vaginitis can go on quite some time. It's possible.
I had some
Curds and
It
waves.
sounds like you have some sort of inflammation in there. That's why it's
They
irritated
said
when
and prayed,
it's close to the
then
semen.
the spider
Well,
had been
your
coming for
hypothesis that there's
Because
something
that's
up with the semen,
grasshopper.
Kate?
Pray on.
Well, I don't know because when we have sex normally, it doesn't
Spider
hurt,
jokes.
You're
a little rusty.
It's only when it comes inside of me.
Yeah, that's well, what she means is during the intercourse, there's no pain, but then when the semen is introduced, there's pain. So what about that, Drew?
Like if he pulls out or something, it's fine.
There is such a thing as allergy to semen, but it's pretty rare. And vaginitis is so common. You might want to first try to be sure that that's cleared up. So
True.
there are antibacterial creams you can use that are not just the yeast cream. The yeast cream would cover that. And just make sure.
It's like a chronic yeast infection if you had it over and over.
And that's the other thing,
It's
chronic,
really-
maybe she has more yeast infection there, and maybe
Hey,
she's
you
not
have your uncles.
overtly active with big discharge, which she may have some inflammation that she's unaware of.
What is the salt content of semen?
Well, let me see, Adam. Let me consult my handbook on semen.
Nutrition.
Components.
Yeah. How many
Let's see,
microns
sodium
of salt
chloride. So
per
3
nine?
millimoles, 3
3
millimoles.
millimoles.
No,
and 14 millimoles of chlorine. There you go.
Per hamper or per belly full?
Belly full.
Full
Belly
sock?
full, sock. Same look, same equivalent. Belly. Belly sock.
2 bellies equal a sock. 32 bellies per socks per hamper. I believe how it goes.
Thank you. Well, it's right here. It's right here.
All right, here's my question. There's stuff in your body. It's got salt, like when you sweat.
It's about the same as fluid, body fluid.
So if you have a cut, for instance, you have a cut and you get a drop of sweat in it, it will sting, I guess, because of the salt.
That is the higher sodium chloride content, sweat.
Okay, but if there is, she's saying, well, why don't I feel it during intercourse? Well, it's like getting a drop of something.
Something, the pH or the salt content, something's irritating.
Yeah, but there needs to be, back to my sweat analogy, you need to have the little cut in order to get the sting, otherwise the sweat's not going to hurt you.
Yes.
So what you're saying is it's probably not evil
semen.
Evil semen, it's that there's something in there it's making contact with it's not right.
That's right.
All right, that's right. It's always the badger's fault. Matt?
You will see.
It's a demon seed.
Matt, you're 17. We're going to tease your call. You want to know how to deal with traumatized girlfriend on heroin.
She's not on it anymore, but she was on it when she was like
right. She's raped and abused as a 12-year-old?
I'm not sure she was raped, but I know she was sexually abused.
All right, that's
pretty much the same.
All right, good enough. Everything's everyone's got to argue. I'm just trying to get a little tease in. Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get back with the feel-good story of the year. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Aisha Tyler's our guest tonight.
Yep.
She is currently on Friends doing a guest arc, 4 episodes. Huge exposure. That's real nice.
No complaints. I got no complaints. It's awesome.
Her third one's airing tomorrow night, NBC, Thursday night, 6 o'clock. And the show's going for another year.
It's coming back in the fall. Yeah, 1 more year.
Yeah, why not?
Are you going to be preparing?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not dead. I'm not dead at the end of the season. So they didn't give me an inoperable brain tumor between an elevator shaft or anything. So I'm hoping so. I got my fingers crossed. It's been really cool, and if it's just this 4, that would be great too. But we'll see.
Either way, it's good. Looks good on the reel.
It does. It's good for the real.
Matt?
Yep.
You're 17?
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, yeah, we talked to you. We did a little tease. You have a girlfriend. Now, how old is she?
She's 15.
She's 15, and she was traumatized, abused when she was younger.
Yeah. And my whole thing is that Dr. Drew keeps giving advice to people that have been traumatized, like, directly. And I'm in a relationship with her, and, she was date raped a little over a year ago. Then, like, her father abused her, and I think she was, like, a heroin addict at, like, 12.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, has she gotten any help?
I know she's on meds for borderline personality disorder. I think it's connected, though. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected.
Well, Matt's got his work cut out for him, and it's 17 and she's 15. I don't want to say dump her or walk away, but on the other hand, this is more than Drew can help you with over the air.
Well, here's the deal. You can't help her in any way other than to be available and to keep a very highly structured relationship with her. Her borderline disorder and her addiction, you can't do anything about. You can take care of yourself, and that tends to help her disorder. So if you go to Al-Anon or you go to therapy, that will help you grow in a way that will kind of pull her along and keep you out of her chaos.
Al-Anon at 17 for a 15-year-old girl? Really?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants advice for what he should be doing. This is why we don't give this kind of advice very often, because no one does it. But that's what you'd have to do. In terms of you meddling in her recovery and in her treatment for a very complicated disorder, don't. Just make sure she takes her meds, and make sure she goes to meetings. Or don't forget the meeting thing. Just make sure you go to meetings. Make sure she goes to her appointments. And that's it. That's all you can do. And don't do anything...
Yeah, I didn't want to meddle too much, so much as see what was available in a way.
For you. For you.
No, for her, I think he wanted.
For both.
She's in treatment. She's
Well, I don't know. She's taking medication.
meds for her borderline disorder. She's hopefully in a recovery program.
Well, but we don't know that.
Is she going to meetings?
No, she's not.
No. It's getting pretty crazy until she gets into.
So what meeting does she need to go to?
She's a narcotic addict. She needs to go to NA.
NA.
Right.
You got that?
Yeah, got it.
And then you don't go with her. You go to one of the codependency. You go to you go to the
That's right.
unless you're an addict.
You wait out in the car and masturbate.
Unless you're an addict yourself, are you?
No, I'm not.
All right, you go to the codependency meetings while she goes to.
Somebody with borderline personality disorder in therapy?
Well, she's in treatment.
That's not the
Sounds
same
like.
thing.
And be prepared for her to turn on the
Yeah.
nice guy, by the way.
Yeah.
She's not going to put up with that too long either.
Yeah, she'll be doing stuff that will make you feel pretty bad.
Yeah,
And
you're gonna,
she's going to want you to be as crazy as she is.
yeah, you're going to get into these things where you're going, I've done everything for her. I extended my hand to her. Everyone else abused her, and now she's dumping me.
And now she goes to this abusive guy, and she hates him. He's such an a-hole to her.
Yeah, that's right.
And and then it becomes he's putting her under some spell, and there's all this nonsense.
All right, so Matt, you sure you don't want to try something like I don't know, reconstructing the space shuttle that recently crashed, or something a little less challenging?
Something
Yeah,
you can actually accomplish.
Good shot.
yeah. All right. All right. These guys just have zero idea what they're getting into. And I feel bad saying run, but the reality is
It's not like they're married and they have kids.
Right.
do not have any kids.
Jesus.
Don't have any kids. Don't talk about it. Don't get engaged to be engaged or any of that nonsense. Jason, we haven't heard that retarded line in a long time. Go ahead, Jason. You're 19.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm having problems with my girlfriend. She's more of just trying to push me into getting married.
How old is she?
She's 19.
All right.
What kind of marriage would that be if you're not ready to get married?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just that, like, I feel like, that I'm not ready.
All right. And how long have you guys been together?
A year.
Here's another male-female thing. Women, it's the person they're with when they want to get married. For men, it's the time in their life. Am I ready to get married?
Mhm.
And they can pass up some people that regret the rest of their life, but still know they could not have gotten married then. They weren't ready.
I don't know. I
Your
mean,
questions
you should
are
get
limited.
married.
Absolutely.
You should
11?
get married. You're not ready to get
That's
married.
what I
You should
thought.
get married. I don't know why she thinks she's ready to get married. 19. She's a baby.
Well,
What's the point?
let's do a little role playing here, Jason.
Okay.
Oh,
You-
this will bear fruit.
You play yourself.
Oh,
All right. Aisha is going to play your 19-year-old girlfriend who wants to get married. All right.
All right.
Now you stand your ground as best you can. All right.
All right.
We'll do it over the phone. I'll play the role of the phone ringing mechanism. Bring.
Hello.
Hey. Have you decided? Yeah, you ready to get married now?
No,
Oh,
not really.
I'm so sorry.
Well, why not? Do you love me?
Female.
No, it's more just like I need, like, time to evaluate myself.
But I mean, if you love me, you wouldn't need time. You know you love me. Don't you love me?
What?
I do, but, you gotta wait until
Then why do you want to get married? You don't love me, do you?
No, I
I'm not having sex with you ever again unless you marry me.
What you're saying.
I'm serious. Are you cheating on me?
You're getting there, honey. Someday you will be
I could curse. I
able
can't
to
curse
be
on
around
there.
others, the
Okay.
horrible
Okay,
monster
well,
you
wait,
are around me
I'm
only.
leaving you. If you can marry me, I'm leaving you.
No, see, the thing is that if you love me, you should stay with me until I'm ready.
Well, I do love you, and that's why I want to get married.
Then you should be able to wait.
I'm pregnant.
Aisha's helping them role play.
I
By the way,
know.
it's not. It's Aisha's story.
Click.
I think so.
All right. Well, Jason, that didn't go well.
Yeah, it's the end of her
Your
show.
girlfriend's a bitch.
And she's crazy, dude.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's hot. So,
Okay.
you shouldn't get married.
That wasn't the part where Jason. I
Had a good
turned
comeback.
the corner when he
Nice
said,
comeback.
"Hey, if you love me,
That was
Wait,
good. That was good.
you'd wait
But
it out."
that lasts about 3 seconds with
I
it.
tried it.
Okay.
Don't get married.
Here's the thing, Jason. If you're 36 and you guys been together for 9 years, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
When you're 19, what do you do for a living?
I work at a hotel.
Okay, so you're not making money hand over fist, right? You're basically just stealing change from ashtrays while guys are in showers, right?
Struggling college student.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
And the magic time, by the way, is college. You go, until we're not even, we can't discuss it until I graduate college.
This isn't even realistic. It's not even a relationship.
That's the easiest thing to say. I'm not marrying you until I get my degree, and
By
that's
the
the
way,
end of it.
what's wrong with having some reciprocity in the relationship where he's sort of respected for his wishes as well?
Seriously.
And if they cannot find a compromise, then
Right.
we'll right.
What is the deal with these broads wanting to get married?
What
I
is
don't
that?
understand it.
And
I don't know what it is.
it's a 19-year-old guys who work at a Holiday Inn, you know?
Like, why are you gonna marry this guy? Like, barely gets 20 out of the bank every week to buy some chicken fingers, and you're trying to settle down? Give me a break.
What is that?
I can't explain it. It's a part of my gender that I do not understand. It's like,
But you got that brain at least, so you can go talk to somebody, maybe get a
I'll
communication.
query and come back to you, but this whole like feminine urge to get married to guys who are knuckleheads and have nothing to offer. Why don't you go out and start making some money, and then you be the catch? Why is it all about some dude?
I agree when Aisha said that wait till you've graduated with, by the way, your dual doctorate degree in astrophysics and the Asian
So he's
economic
47.
market. Yeah, before you can even talk about getting married.
7 years of field research in Minsk.
Yeah, I've had friends who've stayed in junior college for 17, 18 years. I mean, you can really drag this thing out if you need
That's
to.
the subpopulation that should not reproduce.
Yeah, my friends. Thank you.
Marriage will not save you, ladies. Marriage will not save you unless it's right and it's real. Just marrying some dude and having a baby is not going to save you. It's just going to make you poor, and then in a year you're going to call a show and get lit up on the air by Adam about what a knucklehead you are.
Oh, hopefully I won't be here.
True.
Let's take ourselves a little break. Ish Tyler here. We'll be right back.
That's the last thing.
That's the show, everybody. We got to talk to Ish Tyler a little bit off here about other things. That's good.
If it's not empty, pour it right down that
as
drain.
usual.
Thank you for having me.
Come back anytime you like.
I know.
Drano, folks. I'm not wasting anything.
It's a blast.
Look for Aisha on Friends tomorrow night or Thursday night, depending on when you hear this show. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
I'm pregnant.
No, you're not.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
Click.
All right, well, Jason, that didn't go well. Your girlfriend's a bitch.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed in the show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
There was half a bottle of Drano. It is now down the drain.
Hey, better than nothing, right?
Yep.
But we need to get more of it, like lots more, like buckets more.
In 30 minutes, I will flush it with hot water.
We're basically going to be ready to go when the time comes, right?
Oh yeah. I wish there was more packing to do because I'm ready to go right now.
What?
There's been a loose screw on my desk, and you keeping the screw Allen wrench here has been useful.
Yes, because that's the very reason that I
Do so?
got it out of the collection, remember?
Yep, because these desks shake loose.
Sure. Over time. Yeah, they don't have enough hardware.
Yeah, they need like little rubber bits, I think, to keep the screws from opening.
All right, folks, I'm not getting anything done, so I am going to log out for a while longer. Take it easy, people. And you're not getting any work done either.
I was